Hello. Good afternoon. I hope you're all okay. Just doing the old laptop thing so I can catch up on comments. There we go. And I shall await your arrival. Hopefully, we're going to have some fun this afternoon because I think you're going to absolutely love what it is that I've got to show you. Winnie's here. Hi, Winnie. How are you? I hope you're keeping well. Thank you for joining me. So I have got quite a few things that I want to be going through this afternoon. So I'm going to wait until everyone's here and then I can tell you all the juicy information that I've got for you. So, and I've got some demos as well. We've got 3 demos today. Yeah, I've been busy playing. So, it's nice weather today. Nice here in the room's a little bit cooler, thankfully. I'm just trying to tidy up while I'm waiting for people to arrive because it's a bit messy. I keep tidying up and it keeps getting messy. I wonder how that happens. Does anyone else have that problem? You spend hours tidying your room and then it goes all messy again when you've been playing. So who else is here? Let's have a look. Sharon's here. Hi, Sharon. When you come in, just give us a quick wave so I can see that here. Susan's here and Elaine and Caroline. Keeping an eye on the black cloud going over us, washing on the line for a change. Yeah, apparently it's not going to rain. I think it's going to be, it keeps coming over cloudy. I've been sitting in the garden this morning, as you can see. I've got a little bit pink. I did have my sunscreen on, obviously. But fair English rose. Hi. You are in Inverary, Sharon. What are you doing in Inverary? Are you on holiday or are you having a day out? I don't know where Inverary is. I'm assuming it's in, well, it will be in Scotland by the sounds of that. Pouring. Oh, you can keep your rain. We don't want rain. We've had enough of that. I've had a strange thing happen today. Yeah. Very odd. This morning, I was up early like I always am. And the first thing I do after feeding the cats is to go for a little wander around my garden now that I've got it all nice. And I went over to the larger, I've got 2 cucumber plants. I went over to the biggest one and it's there, resplendent, and it's got about 8 cucumbers growing on it. So I said, hello, how are you? Well done, you're doing well. Come back from shopping a couple of hours later and it's like all drooped and wilted. Very strange. So I've popped it into the greenhouse. I don't know whether it might have been a bit chilly overnight. I don't know. Who else is here? Oh, it's raining in the north of Scotland, says Winnie. Hi, Marie. How are you? Day out. Went to the pictures on my wall. Don't know what that means. Ian's here. Hi, Ian. How are you? Well, we seem to be having some kind of fine weather and it can stay that way because I like sitting in the garden. I've gone to all that trouble to get the garden looking nice. I want to be able to sit out there and enjoy myself. So I do. Yeah, so I've got loads of information for you. Up there in the description bar, I have put a link to the half price offer that I've got for you, which is the Kevin Wood Cat and Dog Cafe collection. So the half price is coming in at £9.99. And then the club, if you're in the Coven Club, it comes in at £7.49. Sharon's saying, went to the jail tourist attraction. Ian's saying, all good, enjoy my hollybobs. Are you still on holiday, Ian? You in Wales? It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely round there. Pauline's here, hello. My grandma was from North Wales. So there's a bit of Welsh in me. Right, so Kevin Wood Cat and Dog Cafe, there are 10 animals in this. Can you remember it when we launched it? Linda and I did the show together. We actually did a double header show and we launched it. I've got a feeling that it might have been, I want to say it was March. It could have been whenever though, couldn't it? No, I'm home, but off for 2 weeks from the day job. I'm with you. So you're having, what do they call it, these young uns? They call it a staycation. Basically, you're staying at home, you're going out for days, are you? But sometimes that's the best way. I love having a day out. An unexpected day out's even better, isn't it? You know, when you go, oh, shall we just go to the pub for lunch? And then several hours later, you come rolling home. That's because I've eaten too much lunch, obviously. I went shopping this morning. Yeah, I took myself over to Asda, over at Rushden. Went and got my car washed. I've got to tell you about the fella in the car wash. He is like a mountain. He must be at least 6'7". He's huge. His hands are like this big. I've never seen a human so big. But he always does a really good job washing the car, because to be honest with you, by the time I've plugged in the jet washer thingy and dragged it round the front and got the soap all over the gaff and had to clean all that away, and then I have to get a ladder because obviously I can't reach the roof. I just go up Rushden and he does it for a tenner for me, and it looks fab, but I need to polish it because he never polishes it quite how I like it. So once the sun's gone off the front, I'm going to be out there. Bought some stuff to make the, you know, the bits that go around the wheels, like the wheel arches, the plastic. I bought some stuff to make that darker because it's gone a bit pale. Days here and there for us oldies call it. Yeah, that's it. This staycation malarkey. Honestly. Anyway, shall we get on with the job in hand, which is to tell you all about Kevin Wood and the Cat and Dog Cafe. So, by the way, I'm speaking at normal volume today because Graham's not here. Normally, when I'm talking really quietly, it's because he's asleep in bed. And I didn't disturb him the other day, which is quite remarkable because I literally am like a fairy elephant when I'm trying to be quiet. Anyway, right, 10 animals. So you've got 5 dogs, 5 cats. Half price, $9.99. If you're in the Cauldron Club, it's $7.49. There's a handy link straight up there, so you can just go and click. Right, so you've got Pretty Paws, Chatty Catty, Dogue, Dolled Up, Call Waiting, Love Struck, Slinky Pinky, Purbury, Poochie and Vanity Fair. And I didn't go all silly then. It is Vanity Fair, not Vanity Fair. 10 toppers, so these are all A4 sheets. You've got 10 decorative papers, 10 essential papers, 4 essential paper duo, which are so cool. So you've got the top half, like the A5, is one design, and the bottom half of it, A5, is another design. So if you don't want full A4, you've got A5. It's very clever. She's a genius, is our Becky. You've got 3 solids, light, mid and dark shades. Inserts, you've got full and dilute in A4, A5, 5x7, 8x8, 7x7, 6x6, 5x5, 4x4 and DL. Hello Caroline, how are you, love? You've got 2 square boxes and 2 pillow boxes. I've remembered what they were called. Those of you who weren't here on Tuesday night, I spent the whole day Tuesday racking my brains. What's the name of that box? I know it's a box, but I couldn't for the life of me remember it. It's pillow. Should have known it, shouldn't I? Right, you've got 2 sets of borders, 1 vertical, 1 horizontal. You've got concept panels, which are the ones that I like to call those like concept cards, because you literally need to print it and stick it on the front of your card. The design is done. Glad you're okay, Caroline. That's good. You have got sentiments, alphabets, 4 colourways, uppercase and lowercase. You've got an alphabet in the Kevin Wood font, which I'm going to show you. Bows, flowers, leaves, pennants and tags, a single sheet of each. You've got envelope liner templates in 7x5, 6x6, 7x7, 8x8, A5, A6, DL. 77 sheets in total for each animal. So that's 770 because you've got 10 animals. Shall we have a look at the little animals? These are just so cute. I'm pretty certain that you will remember them when I show you. What I was talking about, the Kevin Wood font, is how Kevin writes his name. So you've got an alphabet in that font. But this one here is Pretty Paws. And you've got this cute little pooch, a little necklace and a handbag and a partridge in a pear tree. I know, there's a lot in there. Next you've got Chatty Catty. And I think if I was a cat, this would probably be me. There with a nice little fleecy mobile phone. Yeah, I do talk a lot, as you all know. And then we've got Dogue. Now, it's a take on Vogue, obviously. So there you've got that gorgeous pup reading Dogue. But look at his mug. How cute is the mug? And the mug says meow. Because obviously it's backwards for you there. And these are just a few of the toppers. What I've actually done is one of each of them so you can get an idea what the artwork looks like. And then I've printed out all the toppers so you can have a proper good look. Marie's saying Pixie. Does that look like Pixie? And then we've got Dolled Up. So look at those lashes. They're to rival my lashes. She's got a little heart clip in her fur. Mascara. Yeah, that'll probably be me, wouldn't it? With eyelashes. Next we've got Call Waiting. And Call Waiting is this gorgeous little Westie. Look. Do you know what he's doing? He's hanging on the dog and bone. I'm here all week. Next we've got Love Struck. And you look at him. Oh, he's got his cappuccino there and his little glasses that have got little heart shapes. See what I did there? Cappuccino. God, I'm on fire today. Here we've got Purbury. For obvious reasons, because he's wearing a Purbury hat. And whenever I see him, I always think I've gone mad for it. You know, like the Gallagher brothers. And then we've got Poochie. And he has a Poochie hat. Look at his car keys. His car keys have got a little piglet key ring. Just so cute. Then we've got Vanity Fair. And you'll see a rather intelligent looking pussycat there. Reading the magazine. Hi Tracy, you alright love? We're just looking at Kevin Wood and his dog and cat cafe. And then we've got Slinky Pinky. Now what I've done with Slinky Pinky is printed out each one of the 10 topper sets. Look at Slinky Pinky. Look how cute. Look at those paws. Nail varnish. That looks like a rather nice slushy. It could be a slush puppy. So that's your first set of toppers there. You can see these gorgeous borders that Becky's done. You've got loads and loads of sentiments on there. Then you've got the large 8x8 card. So you've got the card design there. You've also got that octagonal sentiment. You've got the extra pups. Oh, just so adorable. Next, we've got the arched windows. I love that. Do you know, you don't see many Dalmatians anymore. Has anyone here got a Dalmatian? Kevin's put a link to Pinterest on for you. So there's loads of inspiration. There's another card design for you. Extra sentiments. Extra pops. Was it March, Kevin? I'm pretty certain it was March when we launched this. Then we've got the ovals. Look at that one. The oval has actually got the pup on it. It's just adorable. So all of your animals have got these designs. Each one is individual. So it's got the same all the way through. It's had the same treatment, but just different animal, different colours. If you hop over onto the website, there's more pictures on there for you. And indeed, like Kevin said, Pinterest. Also, YouTube, there'll be videos on there that of team samples. And here on Creative Friends as well. There you've got Kevin said he can't remember. Kevin, I'm pretty certain that it was. I usually write it down, but I forgot. I had a liver spot Dalmatian named Sam. Sadly, we lost him at the age of 13 about 9 years ago. Oh, bless you. Liver spot, they're even more unusual than the black and white ones, aren't they? Dalmatians are so loving, aren't they? They're adorable. But yeah, you just don't see many Dalmatians anymore. Here's another one. So there you've got your square concept cards. You've got 2 of them. I want a dog. I desperately want a dog. I say this every time I come here, don't I? I tell you. I want a golden retriever, please. I've wanted one ever since I was about 4. Granny says we've got to wait until he retires. He was bred by my dad, but they never grew up. No, they are. Are they a little bit daft? I expect they are. I always get the impression that Dalmatians can be a little bit daft as a brush. Right, so that's what you've got. You've got 10 animals, 5 cats, 5 dogs. You've also got 10 toppers, like I've just shown you. 10 decorative papers, 10 essential papers, 4 essential paper duo, and that's where you've got the A5 at the top, A5 at the bottom. So if you only want a smaller piece, rather than printing out the full A4, it's done for you. You have got 3 solids, light, mid and dark, in each of the colours. So each individual animal has got its own colourway, and you'll find that they all match perfectly. He could clear a coffee table with one swipe of his tail. I'll bet. Right, you've got inserts, you've got the full colour, and you've got the dilute in A4, A5, 5x7, 8x8, 7x7, 6x6, 5x5, 4x4, which is unusual to have a 4x4, and DL. 2 square boxes, 2 pillow boxes. You've got a vertical border, a horizontal border. You've got 2 lots of concept panels. You've got sentiments, alphabets in 4 colourways, uppercase, lowercase. Alphabets in the Kevin Wood font, so how he signs his name. I'm playing statues. Could just be your internet. I am moving. And then we've got a sheet of bows, flowers, leaves, pennants and tags, 1 of each. Then you've also got your envelope liner templates, which is really handy. And I know a lot of people have been saying, and I've heard them saying, but we've got envelope liner templates on a different collection. Well, yeah. And if you're looking at that collection, brilliant. But that would then mean you'd have to remember, if we only put it on one, you'd have to remember which collection it was. And you'd have to have that able to access it. So we pop them on all of them. So then that means that you don't have to go rummaging. See, it's there at a click of the fingertips. Shall we do a demo? Shall we? Let me move that up there. Right, close your eyes because I'm going to shush around. Here we go. There we go. Whee. Right, I put this at an angle the other day and it works a lot better. Jackie's saying, sorry I'm late, got this, surprise, surprise, I'm joining you for inspiration. Hi Jackie, are you having a good day? Well, I hope so. Right, so I've got a card blank and I am going to do, you know what I was saying about what I always call concept cards? These are panels, they're known as panels. And yes, for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you'll notice that I've got banding again because me and Percy, the printer, had a massive falling out and it's going to get chucked out the window if it doesn't start behaving itself. It's gone bandy again and I don't know why. Because it can. So, but it's always, I'll set it to print and then I notice once it's finished printing and I'm not wasting ink and you get an idea where it's like, but yours will be perfect. They won't have these ugly bands on them. That is literally my printer. Right, so what I've done is, oops, got glue all over the place to start off with. Right, let's have a clear up. There we go. I've got a piece of the mid-tone. So it's this lovely camel colour. Obviously yours won't have the paler stripe. That's because my printer needs a jolly good talking to. Because it's been alright for 2 weeks and now all of a sudden it's started to go daft again. I think I'm going to have to get a new one because it is literally driving me to distraction. Next, we've got the panel. So this is a 6-inch size. So if you just wanted to bob it onto your 6x4 cards, you can do. And you don't need to do anything else with it. But what I've done is printed it out 4 times. So I can then start to lay it up. So again, I'm just going to bob some glue on the back. And we'll pop that one on there like so. There you go. So even on its own, looks great, doesn't it? Printers can be so temperamental. Jackie, seriously, I thought I was temperamental. This printer, blimey, I've never known anything like it. Yeah, Marie, I've cleaned the I've done the nozzle check. I've cleaned the print head, and there's still a gap in the test piece, and it's saying that it won't let me do it again. So I turned it off. I can manage the glue everywhere, but yeah, that's me. I'm always covered in it. My best black on-air top has got a blob of glue on it, and I didn't realise that it had got a blob of glue on it. So now I've got a top that's got a stain. But thankfully, because I'm only sure it's just below where the counter is. But otherwise, people think I've slopped porridge down me or something. Right, so what I did with this one, can you see this is the sentiment that I've printed out. An easy way to get just one sentiment. If you don't want to print out the whole sheet, just print one. Use your snapshot tool, which is what I did, but I wanted it a little bit smaller. So I used the snapshot tool and printed this out at 85, look, I've written it on the back, 85%, and then I cut out the card. Now, that's the full sheet of paper. It's only 120 GSM paper, but it's the full sheet of paper, but I'll then use those bits of paper for other stuff. So even if you only did that, that'd look great, wouldn't it? I'm not quite in, am I going the wrong way? No, come back. Do you know, one of these days I will sort out my left from right. Which way was it? Did we go that way? Oh no, that's wrong completely, isn't it? Was it like that? Yes, that's it. You should have given me a prod and told me that I was wonky. There we go. Right, so what I've done is the second print, I've cut out around here, added some 3D foam to the back, so this can be lifted up. So we're going for dimension on this one. There we go. Do you know what? I'd actually cut out those bits as well. That was supposed to be layer 1. But that doesn't matter, because what I can do is just cut along there. See? I did that just to show you what happens if you're not concentrating and you stick the wrong layer down. You can actually... you can adjust. So I'm going to stick this one on. Where it says Dogue. Isn't he cute? Reading his Vogue magazine, his Dogue magazine. That one I can actually pop on there. So it actually looks like it's supposed to be there. See, there's a way around everything. You'd never know. I'm going to pull that a bit closer to me just so I can see over the top, so I'll get it in the right place. Because otherwise it'll look a bit weird, won't it? There we go, there's that one. And then that one. And just give it a little wiggle underneath. I'm going to do that. I'm going to move around. Don't need that bit there because it's going underneath anyway, isn't it? There we go. See, no one would know that I'd done a boo-boo. What do you think? And then I have got this one. There is that little verse that is a lefty I write with my left, so the one that is left is right doesn't work so well. No, I know. I'm the same, you know, on air, in my ear, the director will say, "Oh, Hels, can you just move that camera left?" And I'm like, not quite sure which way. So I'm going to cut this out. So this is the 4th print. Look at that. It makes me, this whole collection just makes me smile. And I'm leaving a little white gap around the edge. And remember what I always say, and I've said this so many times, you're probably going, yes, we know. If you're cutting out like this and you've got fur, give it a little jiggle. And it's how it's supposed to look rather than it being quite rigid. Let me come down here. And then I'm going to go back along there. I apologise if you can hear bleeping. It does actually sound like we've got a space shuttle landing outside. I think it's the bin men. I think they're reversing. There we go. Oh, look at him. Isn't he just lovely? And then I've got some 3D foam, which I shall chop up and stick onto the back of him so we can lift him up. Right, got one bit there and another bit. Another bit there, and then one more bit. Oops. I'll pop that one there. Look how easy this card is. And that is because this design is actually done for you, but it actually looks, once it's finished, like you've spent ages on it. The most time-consuming thing is actually just printing them out. There is my birthday greetings, and that is at 85%. And I want to pop that in there. Now I've put it on one piece of 3D foam. So if I turn that around, you can see that that is just going to go in there. Let me move it down a bit just so it's equal. There. And I chose black and white because you've got all of these colours. You've got this background, that one, that one. I chose the black and white because it matches in with the back of the magazine and also his nose and his eyes. And then, of course, no self-respecting dog would appear anywhere without a few little bits of sparkle. So let's have some gems. And I'll choose black again because I think it just works so well together. Here's the second one. And the third. If you've never seen one of my lives before or seen me demo before, you're going, why are you adding glue? Why is she adding glue? These are sticky back gems, but I add the extra glue because that sticky never stays sticky for as long as you want it to stay sticky. So adding that glue just fastens those in place, and you know that when your recipient receives your card, it's going to be exactly as you intended. And also it lets you line them up nice and perfectly as well. There we go. Groups of 3 because it's always more pleasing on the eye. I think. They always say working odd numbers, don't they, when you're in your garden? So I'm going to lift you up a bit. There we go. You should be able to see that a bit better. Jackie's saying, love that, so cute. Isn't it just absolute adorable little sausage? Right, so I've got another 2 demos for you actually. If you're doing a craft stall, these images will really stand out as they're really cute and funky. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Ian, there. Caroline is saying so cute. Yeah, they're really, because you've got the image of the animal, and then Becky's done all of the bits and bobs behind, and it all works together so perfectly, doesn't it? Right, another demo. So for this one, we've got Slinky Pinky. And I have done a card. I've made my own card blank. So I wanted to show you how I do them. So you need 2 bits of A4. And then, what have I done with that? There it is. This one is, it's about a 7x7. I think I made it just a little bit smaller because so it fitted neater. So there wasn't such a big border. Where's that ruler gone? What have I done with it? Oh, I've put it in a safe place. Here it is. Here's my ruler from when I was at school. Broken. So that's 17.5 centimetre square. And this one, I've added on an extra 1.5 centimetres. So that's going to be the front. Scored it at 17.5. And then tape down the back. Bob that in there. Stand it up so it's nice and neat. So you've got that all squared. And then just fold that over. Then you've got your own little card. So this is cool because you can just make your own custom cards. This is the 250 GSM card from The Brick. That's what I got the other day. Right. Now, remember what I was saying about your inserts? You've got some that are full colour saturation. So if I show you him, that's full colour saturation. This is your dilute one. And I've actually cut it down a little bit. So this was the 8x8, but I've just made it a little bit smaller because I like a border. And then just add that bit of tape or glue to the top so it's a loose leaf. And then from the topper's sheet, I've got a sentiment that says, "With all my love." I'm going to add a bit of glue to the back of that. I'm going to pop that there. And then from the topper's sheet, I found him. He's one of the little square toppers. Let me find the topper sheet that we're talking about, because I'll show you how I did. I'll show you how I did it. It's this one. So that's him. Look. And all I did was just cut him out. Because that's the top sheet that I used. But I thought that would just look nice there as a little bit of extra something. So I'll add some glue. Just going to flatten that out a little bit so it doesn't squidge. And then we can pop him there. And remember, when you're doing cards with inserts, try and do your inserts first, so you don't ruin anything that you've put on the front of your card. Right then, so this is where I got all happy with lots of printy. Oh yes. And I should have realised that the printer had started having a hissy fit. How annoying. So I've got 16.5 centimetre square for my solid pink, and this is that's the mid-tone as well. I've gone for with that one. Just a bit of paper, which is 15.5 centimetres squared. So I'm giving that 0.5 centimetre all the way around. Like so. And then this is one of the essential papers, and I thought, aha, that works perfectly with Slinky Pinky because it's black and white dots. I know they're not Dalmatian spots, but I like that one. This is where my printer's really showing itself to be the swine that it really is. It's one of the little lines here that should have black ink in it. You can see it's missed it. It is a swine. Look. Can you see? It don't look that bad actually on camera. Right. Next, I have got one of the decorative papers. Look at these hearts. Absolutely love this paper. This is one of those papers that I just use for everything. Can you see in the background there's like a little splat every so often of a paler shade of pink, so it's got like a distressed feel to it. Love that. Have a check the ink levels. I have, Jackie. Do you know what? I've ordered another yellow because I'm about halfway down my yellow. Yellow always goes a lot quicker. It must be used in more colours. But I've still got enough pink, black and blue. So once the yellow comes, I'll fill them all up again. But yeah, there are probably, let's have a look. The black is 3/4, the blue is 3/4, the magenta's half, and the yellow is just below half. So there's loads of ink in there. It's just being a swine. Right, so now I've got some plain white because I want to make a little patch for this to sit on, because what I've done, here's the topper, I've cut it out. And then I've gone in and cut out all the way around there. Okay. So it's like that. And then I've got him there. Because I've added 3D foam to that. And I'm just going to glue this. So before I stick it down properly, what I want to do is get this so it's all lined up nice and even. I might have to stand up to do this because I can't have it close enough to me because then you won't see it. But I have put 3D foam all the way around the back. This would be a lovely little shaker card as well if you use some glitter or some bedazzles or something. I know, Jackie, it drives me to distraction because it wasn't working a couple of weeks ago. Then I threatened it and it started working, and now it's stopped working again. It's a pain in the bum. It really is. Right, so now I've got him. And I've just put glue on there, and I'm just going to slide him into place. Give him a little wiggle so he's nice and straight, and then press that down. So I've actually, in effect, done 2 layers, but only used one of these. What I could have done is put one down completely and then cut that out on its own. But I just like cutting into things. And that's going to sit on there. Hence, I've got the white behind it just to give it that little bit of clarity in between the patterns on the back. So now I can bob him in place and line him up where I want him to go. Press that down. It's been overworked. Marie, it has. I think the last count, it was about 2,500 prints it's done. It does work very hard. But even with, and this is the quality of the artwork that we've got here at Crafty Witches, even with a printer that's having a hissy fit, it still looks glorious, doesn't it? Right, I've got one of my sentiments. Big hugs just for you. Added some glue to it. And then I'm going to tuck that in there so it actually looks like it's attached under here. But it's not. It's stuck to there. And the reason why I've done that is because I wanted, you know, when you want differences of levels, if I hold it like that, you should be able to get a better idea. Oh, I don't pay it. I feed it ink and paper. Oh no, not paying it. Whatever next. Right then, so I then printed out some of the lovely flowers that we've got. And I've cut them out. So I've got a purple one because it matches in with the purple. And then black because it matches with black. And then pink because it matches with the pink. Can you see there's a theme here? Everything matches. What have I done with that glue gel? It's here somewhere. What did I do with it? Is it in my bag? And I'll keep talking to you because you can't see that I'm not actually looking at you, can you? I've got to get my glue gel out. Here we go. So what I'm going to do with these is bend them up because I want to create a little bit of 3D with this flower. There we go. And then I've got this one. And because I've printed these out on 250 GSM, so this is on that lovely card from the brick. It takes the print beautifully and it's nice and sturdy. So if you do want to start adding some shape, you can. So now I'm pinching towards me, so I'm just using my nail just to wrap that around and pinch it up. If you haven't got nails, you could use tweezers. So you could hold on to it with the tweezers and pinch. So nothing is insurmountable. Oh, get me with my big words on a Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon already. I can't, where is this week gone? I had a day off on Monday. Tuesday, I was here talking to you all, wasn't I? That seems like ages ago. I don't know where time's gone. Did anybody watch the Sewing Bee final? I won't discuss who won or anything. Just wondered if you'd watched it. Because I got myself all settled on the sofa. Tuesday night, obviously, Graham's in bed. I thought, hey, we're cracking here. Got telly to myself, sit and watch Sewing Bee. Got myself a cup of coffee, sat down. And what's this? Where's the Sewing Bee? Realised they'd moved it to Wednesday. Didn't know if we were coming or going with that one, did we? Here we go. Then I've got that one like so. Look how different they look now just by adding that little bit of shape. And then this one, because these are quite teeny, I'm just going to pinch them in like that. There we go. And then I can add some glue to assemble them together. Yes, I watched it. It was a fab final. It was, wasn't it? I have to say, those gloves, I take my hat off to all of them because, you know, I mean, I struggle with a 1/4 inch seam when I'm quilting. So it was smaller than that on a pair of gloves. I did make a wraparound skirt for myself for holidays. In fact, I made 2. The first one I wasn't that keen on. I didn't like the fabric that I'd used. The second one I really liked. I've worn it a couple of times. Unfortunately, it's a little bit tight at the moment because I put a bit of weight on. Got a little bit chunky. There we go. Pearl in the middle. I think that looks really nice, doesn't it? And then I cut out some leaves. So I printed out a sheet of the leaves. It's the gusset I had trouble with. Yes, the gusset. That's the word. And nobody, Marie, needs a troublesome gusset. Try not to laugh now. Right then, let's just pinch these. So add in some shape in there. And this is where I am going to... I had to make those gloves for my final exam at school. Oh, no. Oh, that's why I'm glad I got kicked out into needlework and metalwork and woodwork. Can you imagine me doing something like that? That'd be a big fat no. I've got some bad news. My glue gel's gone all gunky. Why's that happened? I have no idea. But I tell you what, in future, everybody, when you're putting your glue gel on, squeeze it all up to the top and have a little thing like that and go like that. Don't just bung the lid on and chuck it in your bag and then 2 weeks later remember you're supposed to be trying to use it. Marie reckons I could now. I don't think so, because I'm not very good with fiddle. I mean, I can sew in a straight line and I can do curves now, but yeah, I'm not that good at fiddly. Right, I'm just going to lightly pop these in place. Roughly where I want them to go. I want that one around about there, because I want that on there. So what I need to do is bring that up. This is the thing, when you've got glue gel, you don't need to worry about placements. That can go on there. What I am going to do, free motion next. It is free motion next for me. I need to learn how to do that. And also, and for my next trick, look at me, whizzy whizzy. Right, so I've doubled over some 3D foam just to give it some lift. Added a bit of glue just to give me some wiggle time. There we go. See? Improv. And then I think I'm going to go dot, dot, dot. And I've got some little pearls, which I can just stick these on. Like that. Just a few little pearls. Remove the obligatory cat hair. They do get everywhere, don't they? And there we are. So 17.5 centimetres squared, so a little bit larger than a 6x6. Flowers, cut out the panel, lifted it up, used a few different papers, and that is Slinky Pinky. Caroline is saying, I did needlework at my first year at grammar school. Took me nearly a whole year to make a cookery apron for the following year, as I had to keep on picking the seams that did not satisfy the teacher. Well, at least you kept you in the class, Caroline. Mine booted me out and said I'd never amount to be anything so much as a sewer or a culinary goddess, and chucked me in with the boys doing needlework and cookery. Do you know what I forgot to do? You didn't remind me, did you, that I've got that bit there? Look. Let's cut him out, so we can lift him up and make him all 3D. It's these little claws with the pink nail varnish on. They're just so cute. They're really well dressed, these little dogs and cats as well, aren't they? I'm going to cut around him like so. So cute. Got a little bow there from his neckerchief. Or her. Could well be a her, couldn't it? And then around. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to have the end bit because I want a bit of difference in size. So when that goes on, it actually is lifting it up a little bit. And that's my excuse for not cutting around something really fiddly. Although I did, in the other one that's on the inside, I did, if you remember. What's Mary's had to make an apron for domestic science. We were an all girls school. Do you know what, Caroline? I think if I'd been at an all girls school, I probably would have been expelled for being useless. Now, I went in with the boys, woodwork and metalwork, and absolutely loved it. I was good at it as well. Made a toolbox, made some tools, spanners, screwdrivers for my dad. He's still got them. A knife rack, which we've still got. A rounder's bat, which I've still got. That's made out of mahogany. I don't use it, I hasten to add. And a tray with dovetailed joints. There, that's better, look. If you lift it up now. I was at school in the 50s, says Marie. Our needlework and cookery were called home economics. Yeah, ours was needlework and cookery until we went into, I think it was O-levels, and then they changed it to home economics, because I remember my friend did home economics. And she was really annoying. Yes, you, Rachel. Because she used to come round for a tea and she used to tell me off for boiling baked beans. Oh, you should never boil baked beans. Don't know why. I like my beans boiled so it thickens up the sauce. Anyway, Purbury is next. Insert. This is an 8x8. So there we go. That's going to go on the inside. And this is one of the cards that I've made myself as well. Because do you know what? I have got a box of cards somewhere in the garage. I need to have a rummage. But there's so much stuff in there. It's like a storehouse at the moment. Right, one of the sentiments from the topper set that I used. And then I've done loads of layers. This is what it's going to be. Look, let me show you. Purbury. I'm using him. That is the main bit. So that could be on a 6x6 card if you wanted to, but I wanted to add more to it. This is the darkest of the pinks. I don't know why all of a sudden I've started using tape rather than glue. Probably because my tape runner's there. I'm going to go back to glue. I prefer glue. Right, so white paper. I started seniors in 1971, says Caroline. I started grammar school, although it was no longer a grammar, but they still called it grammar. I didn't have to sit an exam to get into it or anything. I started in 1981. And then I've got this cool background paper. Love this one. That looked lovely as a fabric. This is where it really comes into its own, because indeed you could print it as a fabric, because you can print onto printable cotton. As long as it'll go through your printer, you can print onto it with these designs. The angel policy for Kevin Wood is the same as it is for all Crafty Witches, so if you'd like to make and sell, then we're happy for you to do that. The only thing I always say is please don't just print out the pages and sell those, or sell the download. And don't use it in any other program either, because we haven't got the license for you to do that. But you can resize and print grayscale within your print parameters on your print page on the PDF reader. So there's no need really to start changing things, is there? Right, so next up, this is the topper that's already done for you. And I've cut it out with a bit of white around it, but wanted that white to be a bit bigger, so I've just stuck it onto some white paper. And then that's going to get stuck down like so. And this is one of the essential papers in this collection. So in Slinky Pinky, you've got the big dots. In Purbury, you've got those smaller black and white dots, and it just really brings it together because obviously you've got the black on the cap. So this is another one that I've printed out 4 times. Marie's saying you've confused this old duck because it's back to front. It is. That's because I'm on a forward-facing camera, Marie. I was married by the time you went into seniors, and I'm a 21st birthday in 1981. So you were born in 1960. Oh, look at me doing maths. Doesn't happen often. So now I'm going to add 3D foam to this one. I'm going to sit back down again because it's making my back ache. Hanging around like that. Bending over. I'd love to know what's wrong with my cucumber plant, why it decided to wilt. I googled it, as you do, and it said something about bacterial wilt, and I thought, well, it can't have gone that quickly. But I don't know, because there's loads and loads of cucumbers on it. Purbury, cut him out. So that's the 1, 2, 3rd print. He can go on to some. Caroline says she was. See, I did maths. I was doing my O levels, says Deborah. I did mine in 1986. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be young nowadays. So much pressure, isn't there? I mean, it was bad enough when we were younger. Plus the fact their music is rubbish. We had good music. 4th time I've printed him out. And I'm going to come in. And I'm going to cut out just his hat. And then going around here, back down and around. And then that can go onto some 3D foam. We had the good times. We did have the good times, Deborah. You are so right. We had the best years, didn't we? I've always been a bit of an old soul because I absolutely adore the 1960s. I think I was born a couple of decades too late because I would have loved to have been around in the 60s. But that doesn't stop me enjoying it now. And then I've got one of the sentiments and I've cut it out. And then added some more pink behind it. So we're going to stick that one down. Caroline's saying I did my O levels in the heat wave of 1976, so sunbathing more than studying. Yeah, I remember that. I was staying with my Auntie June. She lived just outside Pinner, and I used to go and spend summers with her, and I can remember how hot it was, and my cousins taking me out for ice creams and stuff. to the local play park where there was always something going on. And Auntie June had, do you remember those? They were like chairs like donuts and they swiveled. She had one of those. I remember she was swizzling around on it trying to keep cool and ended up with her feet in the air. It was so fun. You had to be there, obviously. I used to love my summers with my Auntie June and Uncle Colin. Right, I'm going to wiggle that in there so it sits like that. Health and safety killed everything. It did. It did. Totally agree. Marie said she was pregnant with a second daughter living in Germany. What was that in 1976? Was it hot over in Germany as well, or was it just here? I remember how hot it was. The heat seemed just to go on forever, didn't it? I mean, I was only, what, 6? Here we go. Add in a few black gems. I'm in a black gem mood today, aren't I? Well, I'm hoping that we have some nice weather over this next week. Got Graham's birthday next weekend, so we are hoping to go out for a long walk around the local reservoir, because apparently there's a walk around there and it's supposed to be lovely. Caroline said, I was born in Germany in the British Army Hospital in Hanover. Ian's just a babby. I was 3 and loving life. We slept outside and had barbecue for breakfast. It was my first year in comprehensive school that hot summer. Oh, Marie's saying it was boiling in Germany as well, so it wasn't just... Right, let me quickly show you what I've done, and then I'll turn you back round so we can have a chat. So, Purbury, Slinky Pinky, and Dogue. So those are the 3 cards that I've made. I do love Purbury. He is adorable, isn't he? Right, close your eyes because I'm going to twizzle you around. You go, oh, here she is. Not quite so sweaty today because it's a little bit cooler. And I've got my fan. Everybody should have one of these, especially if you're over 50 and female, because they don't half come in handy. USB rechargeable as well. Tracy's saying she was 4. Caroline's saying beautiful cards. Thank you very much. Marie's saying lovely work. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me. It's been lovely to see you. Right, I will be back on Tuesday. Where's my list? Oh, I've got that many bits of paper. I don't need that anymore because that's my list of everything that me and Marie were doing last week. We were sharing everything. Do they work for the over 70s? They do. They do. You're the cat lover. I am a cat lover. But I love dogs as well. Right, so Facebook Live on Tuesday the 30th. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a kit. Because I've got a list. Oh, yes. Chappers has been really organised. And I love it when I'm organised because it means that I can prepare weeks in advance. I love doing that. Do you like doing that as well, Ian, when you're prepping for shows? If I could prep like 3 weeks in advance, and then it's just like, relax. Yeah, they do work for over 70s, Marie. It's brilliant, that one. There's that one was, I got that, I think that was Lidl's. They had them a couple of years ago. That you can't take the battery out of it, so that one comes on the plane with me. Because I don't know about you, but you know, halfway through the flight you start going and melting a bit, and then you're a bit bored. Well, I have that just to refresh. Deborah's saying she can't buy more until she sorts the computer. Ian's saying, yeah, it's great to be organised. Yeah, Deborah, have you managed to get the external hard drive? It was you that I was talking to about that, wasn't it? I hope you do get it sorted. I'll show you mine. He's only little, but he's mighty. Oh, look. That wasn't me kicking the bucket. That's my thingy falling over. Every single time. Nikki's there. Hi, Nikki. You all right, love? Yeah, this is mine. This is my Terrapin. It's an external hard drive. And it's got everything on there. Everything on this tiny, tiny little device. So clever. So what I tend to do is, I was saying this to Ian, all the relevant stuff that I need for at the moment is on my desktop in files. And then, like, say I'm working towards August's Hobby Maker show. All of the kits and collections and everything are in there. And then once I've finished, I then move them here. And on here, I've got a file I have them in quarters. Try to be organised. But then I've got all the indexes, or indices, if you want to say it correctly. Say it correctly, Sheridan. Indices I've got printed, and they're just where I can go and get them. So if I'm thinking, oh, I can't remember what was quite in that one, I've got those to refer to as well. They're over there, but I'm not going to rummage because they're in a box. Tidy in a box. Got it, but haven't set it up yet. It's really easy. I thought that this was going to be one of those really difficult things, but literally I plugged it in and my laptop went, oh, look, you've got this here. Would you like to do something with it? I went, oh, yes, please. Afraid I'm going to lose everything if I do it wrong. I'm sure you won't do it wrong. Copy rather than move. Because if you copy, then you can check that it's actually in there. And then you can delete it. Because if you move it and you do it wrong, you've moved it somewhere, then you can't find it. But I tell you what, I'm pretty certain that there will be a video somewhere on the Crafty Witches, or at least a tutorial telling you how to do it. Have a little scoot round, use that little magnifying glass on the Crafty Witches website or on YouTube, and I'm sure that there'll be something. Is the Terrapin easier than the USB? Yeah, because it's here, because it's big, because it's a terabyte of memory. It says 1 TB portable. Well, it is. Because the USB, I don't know, what's the biggest USB that you could get? I don't know, but that everything is all on there and it's all in one place. I suppose if you wanted to be, if you like organisation and you wanted like certain themes, so anything that's aquatic, anything that's floral, you could have them all on USBs, have them separate. Or use share. Can do that. 64 gig. Is that the biggest one, Marie? Thanks, Hels. I have to try it, says Deborah. Yeah, do. Have a go. If you get stuck, message me. I might not be able to help, but I've got a brilliant tech guy because Graham's like a proper whiz. So if you do get stuck, you can get a terabyte USB. Oh, Ian. Oh, massive. Well, I don't know, but anyway, I like him because also, look, that's the connector to go into the laptop. But if I've popped it onto my phone or I've popped it onto my tablet, that can go in the bottom of the phone. I wouldn't be without my external hard drive so quick to go from set to set. It is, isn't it? What make is mine? Mine is Crucial. I know it's backwards, but I got it from Amazulu. I won't say the A word because I've got a who's not called because all the rest of them are. So that one's called, and it'll start talking at me. Yeah, but I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't that expensive, but it's just all that space. I mean, can you remember what it was like when we used to have floppy disks all those years ago? And I remember my first mobile phone, I had to slay apps constantly and clear cache because I didn't have enough memory on it. Now there's so much, it's brilliant, isn't it? Marie's is a Toshiba. The one that Graham has got is, I think it's a Cruiser. I think. Marie's got 3. It's all coming out in wash now. We all know how much stash Marie's got. Do you remember floppy? Yeah, I know, floppy disks. Many, many moons ago. And do you know what? This is how sexist my school was. The boys were allowed to do computer studies. The girls weren't. They used to have this little room, probably about the size of this room, and it had 6 computers in it, and it was always really hot in there, really smelly, probably because all the boys were all in there. No offence, Ian. And because Ian always smells nice. He doesn't smell like teenage boy. Probably not, because he's, yeah, anyway, shut up. So they all used to be in there. We weren't even allowed in. Girls weren't allowed computers. Oh no. I had Western Digital and broke both. Oh no. How'd you manage that? Mind you, I have, as you know, been called the Technotrog for a long time. Linda said that I shouldn't be called the Technotrog anymore, because actually I do know what I'm talking about. Jackie says she's going to look for a portable hard drive. I've had to get separate USB just for Crafty Witches. That's the thing. I've got all my Crafty Witches on there, everything on there. And then I know, because you know what Pollyanna's like. Pollyanna is massive. So you're looking at 5, 6 thingamajiggies, gigabytes. A gigabyte's the bigger ones. They are, aren't they? I think. Well, anyway, it's quite large, as you know, when you're downloading it. And I've never got space left if I put everything on there that I'm going to need for that month. So they just go whoosh, straight onto the terrapin. And the reason why, if you're wondering, why is this woman calling an external hard drive a terrapin? Because I was on air with Zena last year and I said, oh, I've got a terrapin, meaning a terabyte. And it's just stuck. When we mixed with the boys' school, about the time we did O-levels, the compulsory science was for boys, physics for girls, and for girls it was biology. Yeah, we did biology as well. Yeah, did we have boys in the biology class? I can't remember. I know we did in chemistry, because I sat next to a boy in chemistry, because he used to annoy me with the Bunsen burner. The Louise Nesbitt Christmas was, yeah, it is a big one, is the Louise one. I think this Kevin Wood one will be as well, because there's 770 downloadable pages of all my Crafty Witches on one and all the other stuff on the other 2. That's really good, isn't it? It's organised. Look how organised we are now. When I think about the amount of stuff that I used to have in this room, papers, I had a paper stack that was taller than me, full of 12 by 12 papers. I did save some of them, but most of them went to recycle. Some of them went to charity, but the ones that were a bit faded or a bit dog-eared, I put them in recycle. Class-wise, our year only mixed for a few subjects like art. There's a lot to be said for keeping the boys and the girls away, though, isn't there, with all those hormones, especially when they get to puberty. Blimey, it's like I feel sorry for teachers. I would never be able to be a teacher. I don't know how they cope. Marie says, and all my PES embroidery are on USBs. What's PES? Please? PES. Don't know. Can't work that one out. No. Don't know what that means. Marie, help. What's that mean? They work with brother. Oh, they're like, oh, I know what you mean. The patterns that go in your brother. Yeah, and then it does the, yeah, I know what you mean. Clever. They're clever. They also mixed us for sex education, much to everyone's embarrassment. Well, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I remember our sex education was with this supply teacher who was Australian, really lovely bloke called Mr. Manglesdorf. And he was just so embarrassed. He was more embarrassed than we were. I think I can still get paper stacked with... Yes. Yeah. Because, well, the thing is, if you're anything like me, I tend to try and print out only what I need, but then there'll always be an extra. So that goes into the extras pile, and then I'll just use it on something else. Marie's saying never had sex education. Didn't you? Oh, we did. It was actually called sex education as well. They told us a little bit at junior school before we went to big school. But yeah, I think we were probably 14, 15. Yeah. No, says Marie. No. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you because it's still quite a nice day out there. I need to polish Morris. Morris is my car, by the way, before you all start tittering, getting ideas. He needs a good polish, and I want to try that new stuff on him. Not in the 50s or 60s. Well, I never knew that. All the boys sat along one side of the class, girls along the other, with a gap in the middle for the teacher to stare at. Oh, I can imagine how embarrassed they'd be. I wish I had changed sizes. I wish I could print other things on the same page. I know that's what I was saying earlier about when you do your snapshot tool and you just print in one. But what I do is, look, I'm not going to show you this side. Oh yeah, I can show you that side. That's a bit of extra cut off that I didn't need. So I've written my list on it. But these bits I'll save and I will use them for other stuff. Or my printer I can put through smaller pieces like 6x4. So, you know, like for printing photos. So I just choose that size paper and just print it through on that. So that's what I do with my bits and bobs. Anyway, right, so, like I said, this isn't getting Morris polished, is it? I'm going to be back on Tuesday at 7 p.m. with another fabulous deal for you. Have a fabulous weekend. Hopefully it's going to stay nice and sunny and we can all go frolicking meadows with the butterflies and the bees. Have a great time. See you later.